Language diversity is the assortment of languages in a particular area. In certain parts of the world, languages face serious threats of extinction. Identifying these places and languages is the first step in changing this situation. In this lecture, we will examine language diversity and endangerment. This is important to geographers to better understand language vitality around the globe. Our world is now experiencing the fastest rate of language extinction ever. One language dies out approximately every 2 weeks. Some estimates suggest that as many as half the world's languages are endangered, which means a language that is no longer taught to children by their parents and is not used for everyday conversation. If this trend continues, then the fear is that many languages will become extinct, or in other words, a language that has no living speakers, also called a dead language. The map on the left shows language hotspots, which are those places where languages are most likely to become endangered or extinct. More specifically, it is the spot where these three factors converge: high language endangerment, high linguistic diversity, and languages that are poorly documented. The three regions that are losing languages quickly are the Americas, North America, Central America, and South America, Eastern Siberia, and Australia. In these areas, the languages being lost are those of indigenous peoples. The graph on the right shows the global trend of language diversity to decline as population rises and for large languages to spread, usually at the expense of the smaller languages. If geographers and other experts want to know how linguistically diverse a country or region is based on the size of its population and the number of different languages spoken within its borders, they compare a linguistic diversity index. The Linguistic Diversity Index is a measure that expresses the likelihood that two randomly selected individuals in a country speak different first languages. In other words, the Linguistic Diversity Index shows how linguistically diverse a country or region is based on the size of its population and the number of languages spoken within its borders. It does not simply reflect the number of languages a population or country or region speak. If it did, all countries with a large number of languages would also have high LDIs. And we know that this is not true based on the chart. The number closest to 1 represents a very diverse linguistic population, meaning many different people speak many different languages, whereas a number closer to 0 means the majority of the people in that country speak the same language. The map shows the Linguistic Diversity Index by country. Much of sub-Saharan Africa stands out as a region of great linguistic diversity, as does the region stretching from Iran to some of the Pacific Islands, including sizable portions of South Asia and Southeast Asia. Two Pacific Island countries, the Solomon Islands and Vanuatu, also possess a high degree of linguistic diversity. Please pause the video, study the chart and map on the previous slide, and answer the following. What inferences can you make about the difference between Papua New Guinea's Linguistic Diversity Index and Brazil's? And why wouldn't Indonesia have a higher LDI, seeing that it has a larger number of languages than most of the countries with a higher LDI? In your own words, using the text as a guide, be thorough and specific with your answer.